Right now, the biggest tech giants on Earth are quietly bleeding billions of dollars. And it's all because of the one thing they swore would save them money. $900 million. That's what one company's engineers burned through in AI tokens in a single month. Not on a new product. Just using the AI they were told to use. Listen to this actual statement from a tech CEO in 2025.
That $500,000 engineer at the end of the year, I'm going to ask them how much did you spend in tokens? And that person said $5,000. I will go ape something else.
Yes. That is not satire. Somewhere along the way, burning through AI budgets stopped being a cost to control and became a bizarre corporate badge of honor. And now, the bill has arrived. Today, we are tracing exactly how AI went from the ultimate cost-cutting cheat code to violently more expensive than the humans it replaced. We're going to expose the strange internal culture that gamified AI, the 150-year-old economic paradox driving the bills, and why some of the biggest companies on Earth are now quietly begging their old employees to come back. Back in 2022, when ChatGPT hit the market, the pitch to every boardroom on Earth was simple. AI could do the work of 10 people, at a tenth of the cost. Companies didn't need convincing twice. By 2023, businesses weren't just encouraging employees to use AI, they were mandating it. Layoffs followed almost immediately, and they weren't subtle. Amazon, Meta, Salesforce, Chegg, Microsoft, tens of thousands of roles gone. One earnings call after another. Fast food chains started testing AI at the drive-thru window. For a moment, it genuinely looked like the future had arrived early, and it was on sale. Here's the thing though. Companies didn't just track whether AI worked. They tracked how much of it employees used, measured in tokens, the small chunks of text an AI model reads and generates. And once a number becomes something you're graded on, people stop trying to get the best result. They start trying to get the best number. That's exactly what happened. Using a high token count quietly became a status symbol. Engineers started running AI through tasks it didn't need to touch, just to pad the figure by the end of the month. There's even a name for it now: token maxing. NVIDIA's own CEO publicly cheered developers on to burn through more tokens, which, if you think about it for even a second, makes sense. NVIDIA sells the chips. Of course, they wanted the number to go up. So the demand curve AI companies were showing off to investors wasn't entirely organic. A meaningful slice of it was engineers gaming a leaderboard. And that distinction is about to matter a lot. Amazon actually built a literal leaderboard for this. It was called KiroRank, and it tracked how many AI tokens each developer burned through. Naturally, employees figured out the fastest route to the top: feed the AI busy work it didn't need to do. Amazon eventually pulled the leaderboard offline. A senior executive had to send out a memo that read, "Please stop using AI just for the sake of using AI." Uber ran a similar experiment. By March 2026, 84% of its developers were classified as heavy AI users. Then the company blew through its entire annual AI budget in 4 months. Uber's CTO put it bluntly. He was back at the drawing board because the number he'd planned for was already gone. Uber's president went further, admitting the company still couldn't draw a straight line between the money spent and the features actually shipped. Meta workers reportedly burned through 60 trillion tokens in a single month. At Anthropic's rates, that's somewhere around $900 million. Microsoft quietly told staff to stop using Anthropic's Claude code and funnel everything back into its own GitHub Copilot instead. Officially, this was framed as consolidation. Almost nobody bought that. It was cost-cutting, dressed up in a press release. An NVIDIA executive, of all people, admitted something remarkable. For his team, the cost of compute was now further beyond their budget than the cost of the employees themselves. Think about that for a second. A company that profits directly from AI compute was internally worried it couldn't afford enough of it. So here's where things get complicated. This wasn't a supply problem. This was Goodhart's law, playing out at scale, across the entire tech industry in real time. When a measure becomes a target, it stops being a useful measure. Now, here's the part that should confuse you, because it confused me too. Token prices haven't gone up. They've collapsed. Since 2023, the price of a single token has dropped by roughly 90%, and by some measures, closer to 280 times cheaper. And yet, total AI spending is exploding by an estimated 320%. So how does something get dramatically cheaper and dramatically more expensive at the exact same time? Economists actually have a name for this. It's called the Jevons paradox, and it's over 150 years old. It states that when something becomes more efficient to produce, demand for it doesn't shrink to match. It explodes past it. Cheap tokens didn't make AI affordable. They made it tempting to use everywhere, on everything, whether the task needed it or not. But there's a second, sneakier cause. Not all tokens are created equal anymore. The newer reasoning models, the ones that can tackle genuinely hard problems, don't just answer a question. They sit and think first, sometimes for minutes, generating an entirely separate pile of internal reasoning tokens before they even produce a reply. Picture asking a friend what 1 + 1 is, and instead of saying 2 immediately, they pause, stare into the distance, and deliberate for 30 seconds before answering. That's what's happening under the hood, on a massive scale, billions of times a day. And somebody is paying for every second of that hesitation. Then stack agentic AI on top. An agent doesn't just answer once. It loops, check the result, think again, take the next step, repeat. And every single loop rereads the entire conversation so far. Goldman Sachs estimates this could drive a 24-fold increase in token consumption by 2030. That's not efficiency. That's a bill with a life of its own. Here's where the story stops being theoretical. Ford leaned hard into AI-driven quality inspection on its production lines. On paper, a perfect use case. In practice, quality failures started costing the company billions. So Ford rehired roughly 350 of the senior engineers it had let go, affectionately nicknamed the Greybeards, and put them straight back on the line. Coinbase's CEO reportedly gave engineers a week to adopt the company's AI coding tools or be let go. Soon after, somewhere between 1/3 and 40% of their code was AI written. Then the platform went fully offline for hours. Days later, its AI-powered prediction alerts announced Norway had beaten Brazil 3-2 in the World Cup, before the match had even kicked off. These aren't isolated embarrassments. A study by Robert Half found that 1 in 3 managers who cut a role and blamed AI for it have already quietly rehired for that same position. Another survey found 55% of leaders who made AI-driven cuts now admit it was a mistake. And in an uncomfortable number of cases, the replacement hire came back at lower pay, often offshore. The original worker didn't just lose the job, they lost the wage too. Even the layoffs themselves haven't behaved the way boardrooms promised shareholders they would. Alphabet, Meta, Amazon, Salesforce. Nearly all of them are back near or above the headcount they had before their big efficiency years. They cut tens of thousands of people, generated the headline, and then quietly rebuilt the workforce anyway. The stock price got its moment. The balance sheet, less so. Meanwhile, one metric nobody was screaming about at the time: code churn, meaning how much AI-written code has to be rewritten shortly after it's shipped. One analysis found that for every $1 spent on AI tokens, another 80 cents in hidden labor gets spent fixing what the AI produced. That's not a rounding error. That's nearly the entire investment, quietly refunded to human engineers anyway. So, we're left with an uncomfortable question. If tokens are getting cheaper, and AI spending is still spiraling, what happens when the subsidy runs out? Because right now, it is a subsidy. Anthropic and OpenAI are both still operating at a loss, propped up by enormous funding rounds. That cushion is temporary. Both companies are expected to go public in the coming months. And public companies answer to shareholders who expect profit, not just growth. When that shift happens, token prices won't keep falling. They'll climb, and probably fast. That puts every company that restructured its entire workforce around cheap AI in a genuinely uncomfortable spot. According to Reuters, the cost of running AI agents is already comparable to human labor in some tasks, and in areas like call centers, actually more expensive. Coding still favors AI for now. Everything else is closer than anyone predicted back in 2022. In my opinion, The real story here isn't that AI failed. It clearly hasn't. The real story is that an entire industry built its financial model, its layoffs, and its investor pitch on a number, tokens used, that had almost nothing to do with the value actually being created. And now that the leaderboard culture is collapsing, companies are rediscovering something they already knew. A person you can hold accountable, who doesn't need to reread the entire conversation every time they think, is sometimes worth exactly what you're paying them. We'll have to see how this plays out once the pricing subsidy disappears entirely. But if the last 2 years are any indication, more than a few executives are quietly doing the math on whether the greybeards they let go were the bargain all along. So, what do you think? Was this always the inevitable correction? Or did companies just panic buy a technology before they understood what it actually cost to run? Let me know in the comments below.